The second book, which many of you have read, see the context is completely different. It's also a very recent book, and I'm sure many of you have read it. If you have not read, a must read for, again, management student. A very Indian approach to management, Business Sutra by Devdutt Patnaik. Best-selling list. Please read this book. And what does he say? He says, there is 3B theory he talks about. He says, believe. And if all of you know, he was appointed as Chief Believe Officer in Future Group. And he says, believe is what is why of what we are doing. And this is the intent, and it will always be intangible. And that gives rise to behavior, which he calls it as how and the task for it. He says this is the task, what you see in the organization. And finally, if he says if both are right, you get business, which is basically what, and he calls it in a businessman's language, the target to achieve. Whose job it is? Again, I have the same questions. And I believe, again, HR has a tremendous opportunity to make it happen in the organization. And therefore, I again say, HR is the business of the business. Now, whether an HR professional does it, or a line manager does it, it's immaterial. If you don't get it accomplished, you will not survive. Because that's what the 20 plus wants. That's what is going to be the future of the world. And last but not the least, again a very different context, a marketing guru. How many of you have written this book or heard him? Simon Sinek. Start with why. Anybody? Please read the book. I heard Simon Sinek in 2011 when I went to Citrix marketing conference, and our entire marketing pitch was based on Sinek's work. Please read his book, and if you have not read, more exciting is to hear him in YouTube. And he says a very simple proposition. He says in 21st century, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And he gives example from Martin Luther King to Apple. And if you really see why Mark Zuckerberg in Facebook was successful, where Google failed in Orkut. Because he says he was able to articulate the purpose. And if you look and read Raj Shishodiyar's work, he talks about purpose finding. If there is no purpose, there is no existence. And it's this wonderful proposition Simon Sinek said, in 21st century people will buy you if they know why. And he said there is only one difference between great people, great organization, and people like us, or maybe people like me. I won't say us because I think that's the future. This is the past. So, they said, there's these three simple questions. The great people ask first, why? Because if you don't have an answer of why, you can't create a sustainability. You can't create better organization. You can't attract talent. You can't bring in what is called constructive destruction. You can't convert what I call it innovation or creativity to innovation. To my way of looking at creativity and innovation is very simple. I personally believe creativity is an individual trait. What you do in an organization, you institutionalize it. And when you institutionalize it, you get innovation culture. And that's what the winners of tomorrow's organization will do it. So therefore, again, my thought process is very simple. HR is business of the business. Thank you very much.